That's right. Subversion of neighborhood groups in order to develop manufactured consensus, artificial consensus, manipulation. This is your government. It does not allow dissent. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been watching that little drama go on in China. Your blind dissident practically killed himself getting out of his house. How he made it, I don't know. What did he do? He told the truth. And that kept him a prisoner in his home. What separates our country from nations that do not consider them, where the people don't consider themselves free? It's the ability to dissent, the ability to speak freely, the ability to say, no, this is not what we want as a nation. This does not represent us. We have lost our individual rights, our right to dissent, and this is happening in every single city and county and state in the entire nation right now. Now, how are they doing it? They use the Rand Corporation's Delphi technique that was developed after the Cold War. It is a mind control technique. It is used as a meeting technique, a technique to bring you in. Come on down. We want your opinion on the new comprehensive plan for the city of Williamsburg. Historic Triangle Comprehensive Plan. Yeah, we want to know what you think. It's your plan. It's your plan. You bet it's your plan. You're going to be paying for it for a long time. That's right. So what it is the Rand Corporation's thing. This is a mind control technique that is used to direct groups of people to a predetermined outcome while giving them the impression that it was all their idea. Does that raise a hair on your arms? It makes me kind of nervous. Okay? So, that's it. Consensus. Neutralization of the opposition. Black helicopters, anyone? That's right. Guess what? You are the resistance. This is what the resistance looks like. So, for anybody who thinks I'm making this up, here we go. I got another book for you. You can't see this. I'll tell you what it says. It says Rescue Mission, Planet Earth. A children's edition of Agenda 21. That's right. It's by the children of the world with an introduction by Boutros Ghali. It's so, I bet they gave the kids their royalties for this book, right? You can get this yourself off of Amazon. It's like $3. It's cheap. Okay, so at the back of this book, I carried this thing around for a long time before I even really could look at it. So I took a look at the back of this thing. It just gets worse and worse, I'll tell you. It's, here it is. This is the children's activity booklet, okay? Turning Agenda 21 into action is a big challenge for us all. Thousands of people at the United Nations and in governments are working on it. This booklet will show parents and educators how children can start to be a part of this work. Indoctrination, anyone? Yes, your children are being conditioned to think that they are a threat to the planet. That is part of this. The idea is that life in the suburbs and out in the rural areas is unsustainable because we produce too many greenhouse gases. It's that evil sprawl that you all live in, or most of you, okay? In fact, I'll tell you most of your states sprawl. Yeah, there's only a few cities that aren't. So it costs too much. This is the philosophy, right? It costs too much to get public transportation out to the suburbs and the rural areas. So that's the justification for moving us all into the dense urban centers where we can be more easily managed and controlled. And I'm not kidding about that. This all comes together. I want you to keep in mind, every single thing I'm talking about tonight is United Nations Agenda 21, Sustainable Development. I'm not going to get off topic at all. So this is what's powerful about this information, is that everything just about everything you read in your newspaper is United Nations Agenda 21, Sustainable Development. You're going to have to look long and hard for anything that is not connected to this. Your neighborhood associations are being subverted. They are being farmed. People are being groomed. People who are go along to get along type people are being appointed to boards. They're being elevated into positions where they can be supported for elected positions. So, how are they doing it? The International Council on Local Environmental Initiatives, ICLEI, I know you've heard of that. It was created specifically to implement United Nations Agenda 21 worldwide. It is a non-governmental organization. Not every nonprofit is an NGO. The NGOs are the ones that are admitted to the United Nations. Some of them have special consultative status, and ICLEI does. Okay, they were created with UN sponsorship to implement Agenda 21 throughout the world. They say, it's a stealth organization. They say that they are representing about 600 million people in 70 countries worldwide. Most people have never heard of them. And you certainly did not know about it when your county became a member, and you might not have known about it when some very powerful and strong people in your county fought to get your county out of it. This isn't a time for anyone to sit on the sidelines, I'll tell you that. Those days are over. We watched enough TV to last us 2 lifetimes. And now we're out there, and we're going to get out there and we're going to fight. So ICLEI, the International Council of Local Environmental Initiatives. Actually, it's not really called that anymore because they figured that you were getting hip to them. So now they call themselves Local Governments for Sustainability. Yeah, that's right. They are, isn't this interesting? They're a non-governmental organization made up of elected officials who won't tell you that they're on the board. Okay, no transparency. You got 10 cities and 3 counties in Virginia, unless somebody's left that I don't know of. Alexandria, Arlington County, Blacksburg, Charlottesville, Dumfries, Falls Church, Harrisonburg, Loudoun County, Lynchburg, Richmond, Roanoke County, Roanoke, Staunton are members of the International Council of Local Environmental Initiatives, kicked out of Abingdon and James City County. All right. Hey, I'll tell you what. This is like a football game that's been going for 20 years, and they've been just making touchdown after touchdown, and we've been in the locker room going, is there a game going on? But now we're suited up, we got our helmets on, we got our pads on, and we're out there and we're making our own touchdowns. And that's what it takes. Okay, so ICLEI sells climate adaptation software to cities and counties. They do the measuring, the monitoring, and once your town or your county is in that conveyor belt, that buzzsaw, they are being monitored constantly. This is an inventory and control program. Remember that. And we are in the inventory phase mostly here so far. You want to look about what it looks like, look down the line a little bit and take a look at the EU. Collapsing the economy is part of this. So ICLEI monitors greenhouse gas emissions. They also now are rolling out a new program in Southeast Asia and Australia that monitors water. The water agreement is the new one that's headed your way. And this is serious. Now, Obama, when he was running the last time, he made a commitment. He said that he was going to, no, not he, I doubt that Obama and Michelle and the kids are going to do this, but he made a commitment for us. This was a campaign commitment that we, the United States of America, and all citizens would reduce our greenhouse gas emissions 80% below 1990 levels by the year 2050. 80% below 1990 levels by the year 2050, right? So, I mean, some of you have checked this out before, or you have my book or whatever, but I'll tell you. I got a chart, I found a chart, 1850 to 2004, emissions, right? I looked to see, okay, it starts in 1850, it's pretty low, goes up 2004, it's pretty high. 80%, I found 1990, took 80% off of that, 80% below 1990 levels. At what point in our history were we producing 80% of 1990's greenhouse gas emissions?
Before the Industrial Revolution, 1870.
No, I love you guys. 1934. Was that a good year for you? Do you remember that? Pretty good, huh? We weren't producing much of anything in 1934. But if you figure that we do have more people now than we did in 1934, on a per capita basis, you're going to be back in the 1880s with your horse. Oh, no. Got too many positions there. You're going to ride your bike. That's right. So that's what we're looking at. The end justifies the means. That's communitarianism. It's all for the common good, and the end justifies the means. It's consensus, it's secret, it's manipulated, and this is how it works, okay? So, the goal. Hey, one thing I want to tell you. ICLEI, right? Now, your planning department is going to tell you that you are just full of beans. They've never heard anything about this, that ICLEI is just a nice group and they really like it. It's got nothing to do with the UN. Here we go. This is the Local Agenda 21 Planning Guide. It is by the United, and I think I gave you this flyer. You guys should get this flyer. I think it was on your chair. It's on your chair. That's cool. Okay. This was published by the United Nations and ICLEI. It is the Agenda 21 Planning Guide. And not only is that bad enough, but when you actually read the thing, which I finally did, it tells you how to run a visioning meeting and how to develop stakeholder conferences. Because you guys are not stakeholders. No, you're the cannon fodder. The stakeholders are the people who are really running it. They are the groups that get called upon to feed you this and make you think that it's all your idea. The large corporations, the get along types in your community, in your town, in your city, in your county who are willing for whatever it takes. Is it a pat on the back? Is it a few bucks? Is it a job offer? Is it simply, just a nod of being told that they're an important person? Whatever it takes, those are the people who are creating these plans. And they come on the scene way before you even get a chance to get a look at them. So what's the goal? It's using the greenhouse gas mask of environmental concern. Hey, do I not want clean air and clean water? What am I, like some kind of a pig? Do you remember back in the old days when, people, I never did this, but people threw pop bottles out the car window, It's like, we want a clean environment. We do not want to lose our civil rights. We do not buy it that we need to lose our civil rights in order to have a clean environment. And this is how it's put together. This is how it's put to you, is that if you want to continue to have the rights that are guaranteed to you under your Constitution, that you are some kind of a person who doesn't care about your country, about your environment. And this is simply a lie and a manipulation. So, the two parts of Agenda 21 are smart growth. Smart growth is moving populations into the urban centers, concentrating them into the urban city centers, restricting mobility, and moving people into areas where they can be more easily monitored, controlled, and surveilled. And the other part is the wildlands.